Yeah. What?
Oh my god, it's a 4-2-5 defense. All you gotta do is blitz more. All they gotta do is fire Aaron Glenn, and then they can start winning again. They're so stupid.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
Good morning, Jordan. Sorry for the late start, but it's actually not going to be a late start. This is going to be our new start time. The afternoon show is upon us. Good afternoon, everybody. I know we ain't got a ton of people in here yet. We got Jordan in here. We got Donkey Kong in the house and Gene. Oh, yeah, Gene was wondering what happened. We're moving. We're moving to the afternoon. We got Jeremy in the morning. Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Football Talk with Russell Wayne. That is me. I am your host each and every weekday, and we are moving our time, but we are going to be in the morning for one more week. This is an anomaly today. I had to do some rehearsing in the morning, and Jeremy B., I don't know how long he covered it for today, but I hope that he let you know that I was going to be here and right now for Football Talk with Russell Wayne. We are broadcasting live right now into the Detroit Lions News Podcast. Right there, as always, thank you to Joe Chapp and the boys. They got some great content coming out there. They just reached over 70,000 their Detroit Lions News Podcast. We're at the Villain Squad right here. We just reached 42,000 villains, man. Thank you for taking the journey with us this year. It's been a fun journey. This has been the funnest Lions season that I've ever experienced in and out of doing this podcasting thing. And we are broadcasting live into our YouTube channel as well, which is over at Main Event 365 on YouTube. Please subscribe, like the video that you're watching right now. And that's only if you like football content. If you stumbled on this and, you were in your crocheting network and you were trying to find a channel about crocheting, you stumbled upon the wrong one. But everybody else, the ones that like football, especially the ones that like football 365 days a year, we're going to keep you up to date here during the entire off season. And I know that we're in the Super Bowl countdown right here, as the Chiefs win and the San Francisco 49ers win. So now we got this here matchup right here in the Super Bowl between the San Francisco 49ers and the defending champions.
The champ is here.
Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs doing it again, chasing Brady. Right there is what I like to call it. I think it's an uphill battle. It's a nice story for Mr. Irrelevant to make it all the way there. But how can you bet against Patrick Mahomes at this point in time? He goes in there. Everybody thinks they're going to get killed in the playoffs because they do what they do every single year that they're here. You think that Patrick Mahomes, you lost so bad, you lost Tyreek Hill. What are you gonna do? I'll just make a hero out of whoever. Yeah, and then they win another Super Bowl, going into for a chance to win his third Super Bowl. He's been in 5 out of 6 of the AFC championships. This guy's just been there. One of the people that, when you do that big, huge extension, that it's actually worth it, right? Because you don't got to spend all that money on Tyreek Hill. I will make a hero out of somebody. So that's what Patrick Mahomes is doing. There's a lot of great players in the NFL. And, during Tom Brady's career, there was a lot of great players that went overlooked because Tom Brady's whipping that ass every year. And he's on that winning franchise every year. And you can go ahead and make excuses. Oh, well, they have a really good defense. But the thing is, the common denominator was Brady. And the common denominator in this is Patrick Mahomes. And I'm sure that you could throw Andy Reid in that too. The coach and the quarterback marriage, right? You don't ever get to find this out. Look what happens to Bill Belichick. He don't want to coach again. He got exposed. Tom Brady carried him to a whole bunch of championships. They were able to maneuver around that. And I used to be on I'm a Buckeye fan. You think I like giving credit to Tom Brady? No, but I got to give credit to Tom Brady. And throughout all of those years, you know what he does? He goes and he wins those 6 titles and then says, you know what? I'm going to leave. I'm going to go down to the loaded Tampa Bay team. And we're going to go ahead and win that title too from the NFC side. And what happens to Bill Belichick? Well, they turn into a dumpster fire. And then he's out of the league 3 years later. So there's the reality of it. The question was answered. Oh, is it Belichick? Is it Brady? Well, it's obviously Brady. It's a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful thing. And I think that we're running into the same thing when it comes right here with our boy Patrick Mahomes. Chasing Brady, he's right there. He's right there. you take the playmakers off of his team, I'm gonna make a hero out of the next guy. I don't care. I'll elevate the defense. We'll change our play style, but somehow we're gonna end up right back here where everybody expects us to be every single year. Now, I love the story of Brock Purdy, and I'm not rooting against them because they beat us. I mean, that's our own damn fault. We beat ourselves in that game. There were plenty of chances to win that game. I ain't going to go hating on the San Francisco 49ers. I can blame it on coaching. I can blame it on drops. I can blame it on whatever I want to blame it on. But all I know is as I'm bringing in one of my best friends on planet Earth, Grove GT Teague the Fourth, right here. Welcome to the program.
Hello to my Hello. What is happening? What's going on, my brother?
Yeah, I figured you could join right in this conversation because you love you some Patrick Mahomes, right in this. And we're going into the Super Bowl week. This is kind of, a lull for us because we don't have any dogs in this race for a week, at least from the Lions villain squad stand. But still, it's news to me. I think greatness is greatness. And he's chasing Brady. Do you think he has a shot to be as great as the great Tom Brady?
Dude, this is a conversation that I try to avoid because everybody has their different perspective. But if you look at the facts, at this the only thing that you can actually compare is his first couple years, his first 6 years to Tom's first 6 years. And it really is not a comparison unless you're looking at team aspect. If you're looking at just the two quarterbacks, he is dominating what Tom Brady did. But if you're looking at the team results, yeah, the Brady years when he came in for my boy Bledsoe, then they just started winning Super Bowls, man, and they started being there. But this brother, doggone Pat Mahomes, soon as he starting, it was over.
Right.
They've been in it all the time, and he's been up for MVPs, his yardage, his completions, his ratio of touchdowns to interceptions. This young man, and a lot of historians, if they choose to do so, they will see him as the beginning of an era of quarterbacks that came in dominating. You see Mahomes. Then you see Burrows. Then you see, you see Josh Allen getting digs and what he became. You see Justin out in doggone the Chargers land. I mean, it's guys, Mahomes has made it difficult for cats to get that doggone, he needs a little time. You know how they did Aaron Rodgers. You know how they did Jordan Love. Just sit on the bench a little while and learn. Shoot, Mahomes has changed all of that. Because now he shows people that it can be done,
Well, I mean, he did have Alex Smith sitting in front of him on the first year. So maybe it does give some sort of pat on the back to all those. Yeah, well, we know how to develop our quarterbacks. Well, maybe they do. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he sat behind a crafty veteran like Alex Smith who knew how to manage the game and everything like that. And then you add all of that playmaking and, Wizard of Oz type of stuff that Patrick Mahomes does. I mean, I got to give it to him, dude. Like everybody goes into this game right here. He's got to go up against MVP. Yeah. That's where Patrick Mahomes, he's good.
But listen to his mentor versus the mentor of the other guys that we're talking about, that rested. Like I already mentioned Aaron Rodgers to Favre and Brady to Bledsoe. The guys that they were behind were Pro Bowlers, and Alex Smith, man, the media was trying to get rid of him on every single team he was on.
He was Jared Goff before Jared Goff was Jared Goff.
You know what I'm saying? They was dogging him out, So the young man was just an amazing talent. He still has records at, where's he come out? Texas Tech. He still got records out there that I didn't even know because I really didn't know much about him coming out because they were talking about so many other quarterbacks, and he started the very last game of his first season and won a game, but arguably against a team that really wasn't trying. So you really didn't know at that time who he was going to become that following year,
Yeah, I have this theory with quarterbacks. It's because all of them have to go through it, but the NFL's so good that once a quarterback comes in, don't matter who you are, they do figure you out. And you have to figure out the way they figuring you out, and then you have to reinvent yourself. And if you can do that, then I think that puts you up on a tier. And I think that the greatest of all times, like Patrick Mahomes has been figured out twice now. And now he's figuring out the figuring out. And that's where he puts him on that elite category. Oh, I see how you trying to get me. Oh, okay. You was trying that to get me, and you could get me like that, but now you can't get me like this. And it puts people into a trick bag. And that's what Patrick Mahomes is great at, is putting you in a trick bag, just like our offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, who ain't effing leaving. How about that? How about that, G?
I told folks, I was like, hey, and it's no disrespect to Ben Johnson, but I just did not feel like he was ready to be a head coach. I feel like he's immature as far as the responsibilities of a head coach. He's got the genius to be able to concentrate on one area alone. When you're the head coach, you got to make sure the offense, defense, special teams, and the front office is working in a way in which you can win. And then you've got to, corral the troops, so to speak, and give them, some ups, and you got to make them, sometimes you got to give them some tough love, and it's the way you give them the tough love, So I think that Ben Johnson is a perfect Robin to Dan Campbell's Batman, and I think that's why he's back. And then he wants some get back, as my son Dante said when I told him. He's like, man, he wants to get back.
Yeah, I think it's one of these things that, we're talking about the classy things. We're talking about culture and how they've changed things here. And this is one of those things that you can't grab onto it. It's a beautiful thing. And it has to do with that family mentality and running this thing back. And everything that you said may be true. He may be a little young and a little bit experienced, but he's also honorable. He could have taken $10 more million a year or whatever, how much more they're paying him. For his family, set him up forever. He could have been taking that selfish route, but he's like, no, I signed a 3-year deal. I'm going to honor my contract. I don't want no more dough. Like, maybe he does want more dough. I'm sure that they'll work something out with him, but that wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing that was keeping him from it. Go ahead.
I definitely do admire the terminology that you utilize as far as honorable, because there's never been a time in my musical career of over 25 years where I canceled a gig because another gig was paying me more.
Right.
Never. I maintained that $150 gig or that $300 gig, regardless if they was offering me $500, because of my word. My word is bond. A lot of that is missing in today's world. Your word is bond. You signed a contract, you should go ahead and honor it.
Yeah. So. And even if that means going down a little bit with the ship that you came on, even though you don't have to go down with that ship, it's like, I told you I'm going down with this ship. Either way, because this might not work out for him. There's no guarantees that he's going to get back to the NFC Championship with this roster. I think it feels good. I think there's a really good chance that they take this offense the way that it is. You bring back Graham Glasgow. You're drafting another young piece right there. You're running with, Gibbs and Montgomery with Jameson and Amon-Ra and Laporta and a great offensive line, great quarterback. It's like they're running that back. That was a top 5 unit. And now you're going to give them another year in there with homeboy could have been a head coach again. Oh, that's a beautiful thing, man. Well, honorable's best way.
I'm the wrong brother to talk to about no guarantees, because I'm gonna tell you, Russ, and you done been there with me for years, for well over a decade.
We're gonna bite a kneecap off.
As far as my faith in the Lions, I have
Yep.
never had more faith in the next season of the Lions than I do right this minute. You know, just like you said, we got a lot of cats coming back. Got a whole bunch of first, second, and third year cats that contributed to our 14-6 record, 20 games.
Yep.
You know, so I'm extremely, and I have seen the trajectory. I saw the 4-12, I saw the 9-8, and now I see the 14-16. So
Yep.
everything shows me, as far as the personnel, the coaching staff, what they're doing, who's coming back, Aaron coming back, Ben coming back, got a new defensive line coach, you know.
Yep.
Hey.
And earlier this week, we were talking about the guys that are on our team that would be the priority free agents, and they're really just, we're not really, and I don't want to say we're not losing anybody of worth, but I'm just saying that the people that are in our free agency, I mean, you got Glasgow, you know, you got Jonah Jackson, you got Chauncey Gardner. Those are going to be decisions, right? But everybody else, depth players, guys that will play for some Funyuns and a bag of Doritos on those veteran minimum type of deals. It ain't gonna cost us nothing to get half of those guys back. Now, this team had a deficiency. This team had a deficiency going into it, and they knew it. You know, Cam Sutton is not a number one corner, and Aaron Glenn built this defense around that fact. And it's like he hasn't had the talent that Ben Johnson has had on this team going into until this next coming year. I can't wait to see this Aaron Glenn defense when they put a shutdown corner on that side where Cam Sutton's the second, guarding the second and third guy. You can't hear me? Are you okay? Can you get? I can't hear you. Yep. I can't hear you right now. Are you guys not hearing me? We feeling good? I'm feeling good. Maybe I should put some music in the background. There we go. Yeah. I think that GT was having some connection problems. Maybe it was with me. But I like this one better. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. Let's see if we can get him back in here. Better?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, my dad called me and it disrupted things because I didn't put it on Do Not Disturb.
It's funny because I can still see the expression from your conversation where you weren't talking to me, and I couldn't tell if it was me, and the people couldn't hear me, but we're good. But we're good.
I've had a couple clients at my job that are deaf. And so, you know, you've always known me as an animated cat. Now I'm even more animated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You see? Yeah, but that's why God put you in that spot right there. They're going to put you in the place of your strength, right? And
that's how I feel.
But sometimes I got to put you in that place where it's uncomfortable. And that's where we were just talking about right there is like the culture and the fact that these pieces fit right here, and what a blessing it is to know that Ben Johnson would stay. And I was talking a little bit about our boy Aaron Glenn here, where he had to work from a talent deficiency. Like we don't have a shutdown corner. I love Cam Sutton, but he's going to be best served when he's a guarding the number one or number two or number three guy, and they got a shutdown that's ahead of him, taking the number one dude out, and then he plays in that slot role or guard that number two guy. I think Cam Sutton will be fine. He'll be fine on that contract. They need to get talent in there, and that's where my man comes in. Brad Holmes, the general manager of the year, the best general manager in the NFL today, bar none. I mean, you want to be down on us because of the Levi pick or Jameson didn't develop fast enough. I'm good with that. But Brad Holmes is a G, and he's been bringing us talent after talented player. But what do you think about Aaron Glenn coming back with the possibility of filling these holes talent-wise on this team?
Well, it's a situation where they're learning and they're growing. You know, I remember a very timid Aaron Glenn defense in the middle of the year. And then all of a sudden in the Denver game, we saw something we hadn't seen all year. We saw some aggressive brothers blitzing like crazy, getting to the quarterback, causing turnovers till he learned. And then that doggone defense played their behinds off throughout the doggone playoffs. You know, so yeah, we had some holes, but that's what coaching is all about.
Right.
Being able to utilize your strengths so that they cover up the holes. And then you get another opportunity to fill those, you know, because if Sutton, if Vildor, if any of them cornerbacks were truly scrubs, man, they'd have been throwing bombs on us all day. You know, so they weren't true scrubs. They're not. Did not get it done when it truly, when the other ways that we adjusted, did not come through. If we did not put that quarterback down, it was risky.
What? But that's what you're doing. And that's the defense that he designed. That's the way it was. I mean, if you're going to send 5-6 guys every time in exotic ways, that's fine. I mean, you're going to get more pressure. You're going to get more sacks. You're going to have people like Ifeatu Melifonwu coming from the safety position, getting these sacks. But you're leaving this already maybe talent deficient cornerback even more on an island when you're sending all those blitz packages, and sometimes you get burnt.
And sometimes it's matchups. I mean, we saw that in the first round of the playoffs when the doggone Texans blew out the doggone Browns. This was an amazing defense that arguably you could not find holes, and they couldn't stop them young boys from Texas. So, you know, it's one of those situations where you just got to continue to work at it, continue to get it. And I think our boys did very well. And yes, we got some doggone positions that we need. If we can get better, let's get better. And they have the opportunity to do that.
Oh, they sure do.
We got Brad Holmes in the front office.
Yep. And if we go into our over the cap stuff, and I'm going to bring that up just so, because I like being able to give people a visual. Let me get this thing up and ready. But the over the cap letting us know that this is actually the most money that the Lions have had in quite some time. So let me bring this up here. Let me get this guy, share my screen, and then right here, boom. So, we've got $47 million as far as over the cap goes, right there, and we've never had that type of money before, G.
No.
Let me see what you got right there. What do you got? Oh. We're driven by Detroit.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
That's Dan, the Animal Campbell right there.
Right.
That's right. And I want to put this bad boy back up. There we go. And with our cap, and this is, it's funny because we have a lot less holes going into the season, but a lot more dough. And I keep on, and I want to go and I want to have this conversation with you too, G. And that is the Jared Goff conversation. I mean, everybody wants to know, are we going to extend him? Has he earned the contract? I'm not going to tell you what to say. I just want to know what you think.
Well, this young man just threw for over 5,300 yards this year. 5,300. Okay?
That's my quarterback.
You know, and yeah, that is my quarterback. And this is the perfect scenario. As we were talking when the conversation first started off, when we were talking about quarterbacks getting groomed behind somebody. Wow, what a phenomenal opportunity for Hendon Hooker to heal and to be learning from a cat that took two different teams to the doggone NFC Championship.
Yep.
You know, so that man, pay the brother. The brother ain't greedy. The brother
Right.
just wants loyalty. Okay. It's all good with golf. I mean, you got all of these arenas all throughout Michigan, throughout the playoffs that was calling for this brother. Whoa, you don't want a mutiny of fans getting rid of that cat.
Yeah.
So I say
Well,
go ahead, do what's necessary, without breaking the bank, because that wouldn't be fair, to the other cats, because it is a team. This is not a
correct.
quarterback-led team. We have 3 different levels that all contribute into them W's that we get and the L's that we get, So.
Yep, for sure. Now I wanted to show everybody something right here. Well, let me get this number up here so where you can see where you're going. I'm looking left to right. I got the player base salary, your prorated bonus, cap number, and all that. What I really want everybody to look at right there is the base salary. If you're looking at that base salary at 22 million, and I don't think this is because I want to clear this up because people are like, oh man, they should use that money on something else. If they extend Jared Goff, there's this really cool thing that general managers can do, which is converting part of that base salary into a signing bonus, right? And then they can move that money down. And the first year is always the cheapest year when it comes to these things. So with that $22 million, basically what this means, if let's say they extended him by 2 years, they could convert some of that salary into a signing bonus, and they could turn that $22 million of his base salary, they could make that $3 million and open up another $18 million in money that they could use to go get Aaron Donald or whoever they want, whoever they want to go win the Super Bowl with. So signing Goff is not only a necessity this offseason. I think that if you're all in to go ahead and win this championship, you got to get it done. You got to get it done because it's going to open up even more money, another 18 million. So I give you around 70 million. I mean, that's what you want. You want to re-sign Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now that one's going to cost you some dough. That dude was making a fourth round salary. It's like 800,000. I mean, they're going to bump that up a little bit, and they're going to give him that multi-year extension, and he deserves it because he's the sun god, and he always shows up on third down.
Yep.
Pay this man $17 million a year, $20 million a year, whatever that is. He's the corner of our franchise.
Yeah,
and don't worry about it breaking us.
Yeah. He's definitely a part of the main core, of cats that we are looking forward to thanking them financially, so.
Yeah. I mean, you can set this up short-term and long-term at the same time. You are developing Hendon Hooker. I understand that. You extend Goff by 2 years. You give him 2 years to get his Super Bowls. And then you're going to have that transference of contract power where you can move on from him, but then you're bringing in, the cheaper contract and the guy that you've been developing. It's just smart business. They're setting it up. They're doing it right. They're building through the draft. It's an exciting time.
Businessmen with loyalty and heart, that's what I love about it. I mean, they're not cutthroat. They're not greedy. They're not stingy. It's perfect the way they handle their business. So that's what I'm so confident as far as any contract talks with anybody on our team during this off season. I'm confident that cats will be like, don't even worry about it. I'm here for the get back. I'm here to run it back. Let's go. Or some of them might be like, y'all, hey, I need a little bit more. Okay, well, let's talk. Let's talk. And I think they're very cordial and trusting, and these are good guys and gals in the front office.
I love it, man. I love being part of being behind something, especially in our line of work, where we get to talk about these things, and it's been so much losing. It started out with so much losing, and it's nice to talk about like winning things. The fact that they are doing the right thing. The guys that we're losing, it's almost like as if it was a plan, because the guys that are still on our team, they're returning like 17 starters on guys that are on rookie contracts because they've done it right. They didn't go out and spend draft picks on Chase Young. Would I like to have Chase Young? I mean, it would be a great guy to have on my team. But one, you got to pay him like the pass rusher he is. Two, rather than Chase Young, I would rather have what this man would pick in the third round. And it might not even be a defensive end, but with the talent level that he's going to get with that third round pick that you would use to get Chase Young and then have to pay him, I believe that Brad Holmes will get me a better guy.
Well, you know what? A lot of people don't recognize that Brad Holmes back in the day was a defensive lineman. So he knows what he's looking at. He knows what's going on when it comes to the defense. You know who does know? Anybody that's shaked his hand or been around him when they've made a draft pick. They also know how pumped up he can get, and that he could hurt you. When a defensive lineman hugs you and gets excited around you, you might just be collateral damage. Hey, every time I seen Keith Jennings, he picked me up like I was an infant. So I know.
Oh, Keith Jennings. That is a great shout out right there. The OG sound man from Flint,
brother.
Michigan.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You are watching Football Talk with Russell Wayne. This is going to be an afternoon thing now. We are, for the rest of the week, I'm going to be back in the morning. But starting the day after the Super Bowl, the season premiere, it's just the next day. But the season premiere will be 3 p.m. on that Monday right after the Super Bowl. And it'll be the special off-season edition. That's where we really start diving into the entire NFC North, because it's the off-season. And only the hardcore football fan is going to be left. We're only going to have all the nerdy guys that are ready to dive into all these prospects, getting ready for that combine and getting ready for that draft, which is in the D this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, y'all
Bro.
Come on down.
Yes.
Y'all come on down. That's a good time for me, that Monday at 3 o'clock. That's a good time, because that's right before my pre-production for And We Know Sports with Fontaine.
I have a feeling that this is going to turn into something. I know I kind of jumped everybody today. I appreciate anybody that's out there watching right now. Robert, look at that. Yeah. Robert says that we're going to have to pay Goff $45 million a season. I mean, that's kind of what the starting quarterbacks are right now. You'll have to pay him $45 million a season, but the way the caps work, and you know how that works, Robert, the caps on the first year, they're going to make that base salary is going to be low the first year. They always jack that up. They always make the base salary low for the first year to give that relief. But that's just the way all the contracts work. But yeah, you're probably going to have to pay him 45. Yeah. That's probably a pretty good call right there. Anything below that, I would think, is a deal. Anything above that, I'm pulling my eyeballs out. I mean, I think that he's going to do us a solid when it comes to this. He knows that those offensive line pieces are necessary. So you go ahead and keep throwing $100 million into that. I'll take a little bit less money so I can not be dead.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Yeah.
But yeah, please join us. Join us for that. I'm still going live. We got Bustin' Balls with Jeremy B. He's going to be the morning show. And that's been a lot of fun. Yeah. Look at that. I don't know. There's something about the music in the background. I just feel extra cool right there. Robert says it is cool. Now, what defense? I think that we got an argument going on here. Maybe I won't get into all of that. Let me see what else I got on here, G. I know I wanted you to comment on something else right here. We got the Green Bay Packers. They hired Jeff Hafley. They wholly hired Jeff Hafley as their new defensive coordinator. Coming from college. He coming from college. He's a college head coach, and he wasn't even really that good as a college head coach, but he's one of LaFleur's buddies. So they like him. I mean, you never know. He made a couple cool comments that Main Event Mike was talking about, where he was talking about the corruption that's on the college level. That was part of the reason that he took the job, was, he doesn't want to deal with the transfer portal and, having the drama of kids coming in and out of all what college is turning into now. And I don't know a lot about that. You can probably speak on that a little bit more. What do you think about all of these players, getting their dollars, getting these deals, transfer portal?
I'm happy the cats are getting their money, but I do know that they need to tweak it a little bit more, man, because, bouncing around from college to college to college to college, 5 years eligibility, 6 years eligibility, it's starting to get corny. Okay, it's a bit too much, And as far as this Jeff Hafley, starting around 2020, man, it's put on my spirit, man, to start recognizing and paying attention to some of these names, because some of these folks are going to end up being exactly how their names sound. And if his name is Hafley, he's not going to be whole. So the Packers fans know to expect a non-fully, determined defensive coordinator. He's gonna be Hafley.
Oh yeah, I think that the word around the Packer campfire is that if it's not Joe Barry, it's better. So I don't think that they were too happy with what Joe Barry brought forth, and they have the right to not be happy about that. But that is some pretty big news right there. That's a big decision.
They sure didn't look bad against the Cowboys.
And then we have this, all the head coaching vacancies. It kind of spiraled after Ben Johnson, told them while they were in the air, look, you might as well just turn that plane around because I'm staying in Detroit. And then the dominoes fell. So we kept our coordinators, and all the head coaching vacancies are filled.
Yeah, we, Dan Quinn doesn't have the best history as a head coach, but, rinse and recycle type of situation in the NFL when it comes to head coaches and stuff like that.
Well, he's going to the Commanders, I mean, that's the new place that coaches go to die. So,
well, hopefully he'll have better results than he did last time. Raheem Morris, I don't have a lot of confidence in that young cat either, but we shall see. This brother from the Ravens that's going to the Seahawks, I'm very interested in him. He seems to have the demeanor, that's following in the same suit of a Dan Campbell and Antonio out there with the Raiders. He seems to have that same demeanor, man. So I'm pretty interested in seeing what he turns out to be.
Well, I mean, anybody coming from that Harbaugh tree, I dig that. I dig that. It's all about the culture, right? Like, 2 years ago, they started throwing this word around, and, it just sounded like one of them, cliche words. And you're just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, get the culture right. But you really feel it. Like, as you see, all of a sudden these guys, they're not charging you out the rear to come and play here. You got guys turning down head coaching jobs to stay here. And it's like, okay, well, maybe there's something to this culture thing, because it feels good, and it must feel good to him. I don't need that 10 million. I really like it here. I like I like the house that I have here. I like the friends that I have here. I like the wide receivers.
I'd much rather be broke with friends that I trust and then knowing everything is taken care of than to be rich and can't trust nobody.
I mean, I couldn't even imagine what that phone call was like from Ben Johnson to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just saying, look, I'm just letting you know, I ain't taking that job, dude. We're going to win the fucking Super Bowl. You ready? Are you ready? Could you imagine, like, I couldn't imagine that moment. I bet you he got choked up. I bet you Amon-Ra got emotional in that moment, because that's his family, He's been raising Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's been raising these guys, and, there with Frank the Tank, Panay and Decker. You got some guys that are just going to protect you no matter what. You got a quarterback you can trust, that you wrote the offense with. And then you're staying. Yeah, I ain't leaving my boys. Yeah, they offered me a whole bag of money. I told them to go themselves.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Yeah. This is like storybook stuff.
Yeah. My feelings is that, as far as us, fortunately being a part of the media, that we exaggerate a little bit. He, to me, takes from and learns from Dan Campbell. And I feel like that conversation went, look, dude, I'm staying. We're going to work harder.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
We're going to do everything we can to get back and to go further. We've already gone further. 3 straight years, we've bettered ourselves.
We're gonna bite a kneecap off.
Get ready to work even harder. I hope you're lifting right now. I hope you're working on the doggone catch machine right now, because we about to do it. We're about to do this.
Yep, I'm doing 400 jugs every day.
Woo!
Want to get you there. We're going to work on them hands, Jameson.
Yeah, go ahead and call J-Mo, man, to work on them over-the-shoulder passes.
Uh-huh.
Work on them.
Yep.
Over-the-shoulder catches. Yeah.
But you got better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Laporta.
Definitely not forget our little brother Laporta.
And those guys they're all hungry. I saw a stat. I think it was during the game, or maybe it was before the game, but they were talking about the experienced players that were on, San Francisco. They had 100 and gazillion games that they had in playoff experience. They had all been there so many times. And then it was like, for the Lions, it was like 8. And it was like Goff, like they're just like four total guys that had playoff experience. But when you think about it, now that entire crew, all of them, all those young 21, 22, 23-year-old kids got to go through and got to play 3 playoff games. So all of a sudden, that playoff experience goes all together. They all learned what that felt like. I mean, can you imagine being told to leave the field because the team that whipped your ass wants to celebrate right now because they're going to the Super Bowl and you're not? Dan, tell them. That's what he's telling them. Yep. Remember that feeling. Hold on to that feeling. That's going to help them in the weight room. They're going to get extra reps because they don't want to feel like that no more. So 2 more reps, might help them not feel that way anymore.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
That's that culture, right? Can't put my finger on it, G, but that's what it is. I want to feel like that, but they all learn that together.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm one of those cats that is very proud of this Lions team. This is by far the best Lions team and the best Lions coach that we've had in my lifetime. You know, and I am looking forward to how these guys make yet one more step toward their goals. You know, and I believe it can happen. I'm hyped about it. I'm really hyped.
The only thing I can really say about the Vikings, because I'm kind of looking through. I want to make sure that I hit all the stuff that's in the news, and the Lions kind of dominated the news this week. I didn't really touch too much on Getsy getting fired, but I know that makes a lot of Bear fans happy with Getsy getting fired. And moving on from that, I like what Poles is doing there in Chicago. I'm really hoping that we can turn into the black and blue division. I know the Lions are going to be good. And these other teams could be good too. Jordan Love looks pretty good. I don't know about the Justin Fields, man. That's got to be the big Bear question, right? And we're going to get into all this. Honestly, we're going to talk about this stuff at nauseum, but the overcast Bear fan, I mean, this is the big question, right? What's going to happen with Justin Fields in 2024? I mean, he's going to be there at the beginning, what I should have said, maybe he's gone. Maybe they trade him. Maybe they keep him on. Maybe they trade down again with that number 1 overall pick and get another gaggle of picks. Maybe they just select Caleb Williams at number 1 overall. But the word on the street says he don't want to go to Chicago, which is just dumb. I can't believe people put that crap out there. It's like most of these people, why wouldn't you want to play there? They got it. Like I said, they got a gaggle of picks. Yeah. Wouldn't you want to be the quarterback that resurrects that franchise to be the first good quarterback?
Well, they have an opportunity to be just about a mirror image of how the Houston Texans went into the draft last year with 2 picks in the top 10, and they hit a home run with their top. Now, they got a new coach, a rookie coach also that nobody knew much about or anything about as far as being a head coach. We do know that he designed and rose that doggone San Francisco defense up to prominence, but we didn't know about his head coaching capability, and now we see. But the Chicago team, they weren't too confident in E-flat. They weren't too confident in their defensive structure, their quarterback, a lot of things, man. So, it's hard for me to say, as a fan looking in, I would think that he deserves yet one more year to build more things around him, because he definitely took a step forward from the previous year. It wasn't the step that Josh Allen took when he got Diggs, but when Fields got more, he became more. So you can argue running back situation. You can argue, a few things. They even had a great doggone tight end in Komet, and the defense. A lot of people were talking about. So
good start.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very similar to where the Lions were the year before when they went and they beat the Green Bay in Lambeau to end the season at 9-8. You could tell that the Bears got better than they were. I mean, they started out like 0-5 or 6 or something like that, and they turned it around. They were going with that undrafted kid that that was playing the Bagent, the secret Bagent man. and then they ended up getting Justin Fields back, and Justin Fields played all right, but it's still one of those things. It's like you got to learn how to like run an offense, and I don't know. You're going to be able to see the way that Poles feels this year because he's got the number 1 pick again. You traded down.
I think it should be said, Russ. At least I'd like to say it. The NCAA is never going to run out of quarterbacks. Okay, get that straight. Chicago fans and everything. You don't have to be so hard up to get a doggone Caleb right now. It's always, didn't nobody know nothing about Caleb 3 years ago? Didn't nobody know nothing about doggone Patrick Mahomes 10 years ago?
Right.
It's always going to be some cats that's going to be better and better and better due to the internet and young guys being able to mimic their heroes in the professional leagues while they're in Little League, while they're in high school. So it's always going to be some cat. We ain't even seen what doggone Lil Manning is going to turn out to be. Okay? So it's going to be some cats. Dante Moore out of Detroit. He just transferred somewhere else. He's got the doggone potential to be something at the quarterback position. So they have a professional quarterback right now that has done nothing but get better. Go with that, build around him, and if you need something next year, go ahead and get something next year.
You see, I know that there are a good portion of the Bear fan base is right with that take right there. I mean, all the way, right with your guy. Look at all of that help that you could put. You could put defensive stuff. You could get Marvin Harrison Jr. You could trade out of that pick. You can get more capital and do a lot with that. But here's the chance that you take. And this is the other side of that coin. And this doesn't mean I feel this way, but this is the other side of that coin is last year you traded down. You got DJ Moore. I love the trade. You got extra picks and everything like that. You took an offensive lineman, not the sexiest thing in the world, but then CJ Stroud takes over the league in his rookie year, and you were there at 1, and you could have had your franchise quarterback. And you can keep trading down, you can keep getting value, but eventually you're going to have to take the guy. You're going to have to take the guy, and let's just say Justin Fields is good. And I'm sorry, this is just the other side of this coin. Let's just say Justin Fields is good. This is the last year of his rookie contract. Are you willing to pay this man $45, $50, $55 million at the end of this year if he's really good? Those are the questions you got. So if he's good.
Yes. Yeah. Or
you have the number 1 pick and the number 9 pick. You got a gaggle of day 2 picks and this can be the next year, right? You take your quarterback, you take Drake May. Maybe you don't like Caleb Williams. They go with May, number 1 overall. And then you could trade up, grab Marvin Harrison Jr., do a very similar thing like the Houston Texans did last year. Trade up, get your 2 studs, build your team around that. I mean, you don't even have to get rid of this guy. He's on the 4th year of his rookie deal. You got him there. He could be your starting quarterback. You got Drake May. You got your quarterback of the future. Very similar to the situation the Lions are in. You got 2 guys. You got a proven veteran, and then you got a guy that's developing. And then you have your future set. You don't have to pay the guy $45, $50 million. You have options. So that's the other side of the coin.
See, now I gotta take a little step back and talk about one of the areas that you talked about as far as the way we drafted Hendon. There was no way we were going to be able to draft Hendon if he did not tear his ACL. Okay,
right.
That was a gift,
Yeah. Well, the football gods, yes.
Quarterback, if you get a healthy quarterback that you draft with that Chicago team this year, that's going to be a quarterback controversy, and who knows?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Who
true.
knows if either one of those guys are prepared for that kind of smoke?
And there it is. There's the Chicago Bears season, the off season in a nutshell. Because everything that the Chicago Bears are going to do is based off of the decision on what they're going to do with this man. If they keep him, then everything becomes obvious.
Yeah.
Do they make it obvious?
Yeah.
You know, what would you be willing to part ways with him for? I mean, what is an offer that you can't refuse? You think you get a first-round pick out of him? If somebody offered a first-round pick for Fields, would you take it? You know, second-round pick for Fields? Because he hasn't put up the numbers. But, you know, it's you're,
if I get a 1
you
or
pay
2
for potential.
Fields, if I get a 1 or 2 for Fields, Russ, I'm taking it.
You run.
With the same 2 first rounds that I already got to, I am taking that.
And it's like, and you build the offense around him. You got to go somewhere where you can build the offense around him. But, I mean, Fields has got to do a whole bunch this year to prove that he can be, you know, I mean, it's his payday. It's his payday. I mean, I don't know if I'd take that 5th-year option. I think that's going to be a decision that has to be made this year too, which is, do they do the 5th-year option? Which I think they probably would, because even if they trade him, you know, that's something that would be built in to that. So there you go. And as far as the Minnesota Vikings go, I mean, Kirk Cousins had that Achilles injury. I don't even think that he would be ready by the beginning of the season.
He asking for a lot of dough. You like that? You like that? He is asking for a lot of dough, though. You know. You like that?
You know, he was willing to do some stuff with them at the beginning of the season, and I'm wondering if Kwesi and those Minnesota Vikings are going to regret the day they didn't just let Kirk restructure his deal and let him, because he was willing to work a deal with them last year, and now he's like,
you like that? You like that?
How'd those other quarterbacks work?
You like that?
Oh,
you like that?
I might have been able to win a couple of those games.
You like that?
Down the stretch.
Hey, I tell you what, it's more in this doggone draft than just May and doggone Caleb. I tell you that. That brother from doggone LSU is the truth. That brother from Washington can play.
Penix.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's some doggone quarterbacks in that draft. Doggone Cousins. Yeah, okay. You still keep on playing hardball, Cousins. You my cat. You my cat out of Michigan State. I'll never forget that. And he's blown my mind what he's done with them franchise, you know, tags and doing his own thing.
Hey.
He's been killing it. You know,
Kirk Cousins to me is right there on that the underappreciated guy. Because just the NFL fan in general, just they want the guy that's gonna escape, and it looks so good when he escapes the pocket and he's making people miss. And you know, Jared Goff looks like a giraffe when he's running with the football.
Dude, we get cats like that every year, man. We just talked about it. Cousins is basically the new Alex Smith. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing, yo. It's like, why you got him? You know, it's like, oh, we can do better. When you don't have him, it's like, oh, we need him. We need him so much.
Well, because they managed the damn offense. It's like that. The thing that people really don't get, it's like those exciting, crazy, out of, you know, off-platform type of plays, they happen 5, maybe 10 times a game, right? And it's nice to have a guy that can do it 5 to 10, but the other 90% of the game has to be managed, you know, drop back, do the read. Oh, there's a guy, throw it to the playmaker, run the offense. And the guys like Justin Fields, they do the off-platform stuff. The 10% of the game, 5% of the game, they do it great. Oh, you got to look for it. And sometimes it's the difference in the game with that. But they might not be so good on the other side where it's like, okay, drop back, read 1, read 2. Oh, back. I got to get to the playmaker. Find the open guy. Oh, they're blitzing this guy, so it's my hot read. Like, there's some quarterbacks that are really good at that. Kirk Cousins is one of those. Jared Goff is one of those. Alex Smith was one of those. It's like these guys aren't going to be too exciting outside of the pocket. But if you protect them, they'll make they'll get the ball the ball into the hands of their playmakers. And that's all you need out of your quarterback. Honestly.
It's my quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Goff looked like a baby giraffe running out of the backfield. I mean, I don't want him on the run option. Okay? And I'm good with that. Hand the ball off to David Montgomery or Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to be good with that. I hope that he only throws for 220 yards a game next year as they win 14 games, and they have 2,500 yards rushing. Thank you. That's the type of offense I want to run. And then every once in a while, he throws a bomb to J-Mo. Let me
put this in your head. I know ain't nobody said this to you yet, Russ. I'm about to blow your mind. Okay? With a dream. That's all it is. It's a dream.
The champ is here.
What if the Lions are in a position to make them doggone 1971 Dolphins try to open up that doggone champagne? Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if we end up being like 15, 16, 17? What?
Man,
it is not outside of the realm of possibility, but don't nobody want to think like I'm putting it out there. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but people was laughing at me last year when I said 12-5, and I was wrong.
Man,
I was wrong. We kept 14 and 6.
Okay, LeBron. Okay, LeBron. 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we're going to 3-peat, 4-peat, 5-10, 6.
It's not out of the possibility. One game at a time. One game at a time. Oh my God!
For 2 quarters, we felt like that. We thought we was going to the Super Bowl for 2 quarters, and then that tragic feeling came back. It crept back in. If you remember what that was like, we
had several. We had a tragic feeling against Seattle earlier in the year. We had a tragic feeling against the doggone Baltimore Ravens when we was playing that timid defense. We had a every single loss was a tragic feeling.
No, I mean, you got too big for your britches right there, and the whole team. Chauncey Gardner waving goodbye at halftime, right. Dude. He's like, you can't do that, man. You sticking that karma on there, and you know what? I don't want them to sign him back for that reason, dude. That was just kind of that. Whoa, dude. That doesn't embody. Like, we hit hard. We play a certain brand of football, but none of that shit's supposed to be dirty. Not supposed to be like hitting Debo from behind, trying to act like a tough guy. Yep. Like, that's just garbage. That's just garbage.
I'm offering a 6-figure idea to whoever's listening. Right now, go ahead and design you a Lions jersey, and on the back of it, have a bullseye. Because that's what Dan Campbell is telling our players what to expect next year. We're going to get everybody's best. So just go ahead and get that in your mind right now to put them all in their place. We know we got the bullseye on. Bring it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing year next year. There's a lot of these young cats that are on our team that are turning into full-grown Lions. I mean, I've never seen Penei Sewell look like that. When they were interviewing him, they were just asking, he's just got that look. Is this gonna give me any motivation for next year? Is it?
Put me in tight end, coach. I don't care.
It's on.
I could go emotion. Put me there. What? Man, Sewell.
Yeah, this guy is already the best tackle in football. I mean, you can argue Trent Williams because, I mean, obviously they're in the Super Bowl, but Trent Williams is, he's been that guy. He's been the guy for a long, long, long time. Penei Sewell is 23 years old, and this dude's about ready to be the best tackle in the league for the next 10 years.
When they interviewed Trent after the game, I thought he was going to say it, Russ. I thought he was going to say it. He took a long time to speak, and I thought he was going to say,
yeah,
we're going to Disney Street. You know, it ain't Disneyland, ain't Disney World. And he was so hyped that they beat us, you know, which was crazy to me, dude. That was something else that was very cool for me to hear. Because, I mean, hey, we got respect. We got respect. Trent knows it. He was on the sidelines looking at that young boy taking the torch from him. You know, I'm telling you. Woo!
Yep. And you know what? Looking back through the games, and I know I've taken a lot of flack from some of the other people because I accept what Dan did in his coaching decisions. And obviously I would love to go back and take field goals and win the game, and go back through it. But here's the thing is like, I put myself through the mentality of I would accept, let's say we get any of those fourth downs, in any of those situations, you would accept it. And then you'd go, yeah, Dan, the Cowboy. And so the thing is I love the Cowboy. And sometimes, the Cowboy loses the draw. And some people may think that makes him an idiot. And you're entitled to that. And I can see where that comes from. Maybe they did give him the game. I mean, to me, it's like, go for it at the end of the first half, too. If you're going to be that guy, you had 1 yard, you had them on their heels. Get that TD.
I'm not going to believe that. I'm not. But I said, Fontaine and I had to do a doggone matchup on And We Know Sports on the show that'll be on YouTube tonight at 7:00. We went. We had to go there, because I was like, well, why did they do it in the first half? Because they were close enough for Badgley to make it, they were close enough. Them other doggone opportunities on 4th and 2 and on 3rd and 10 when Josh dropped both of those. The 4th and 2 as well as the 4th and 3. I'm sorry. Those were 40 plus, man. And his percentage was not as good as the offense going forward, man. As well as our coach feeling our team, and we was gouging them, dude. We was doing anything we wanted to do on them. We dropped passes. We fumbled the ball.
They didn't
dominate us. They got lucky on the long, deep pass that bounced off our face mask. They was lucky, dude.
I accept everything that they did. And it's like, that's the weird it's like that's why the thing don't work. The Doctor Strange thing don't work, because the reason that you kick the field goal at the end of the half is because by some reason that you didn't get that, you don't want to go into halftime with that's complete, all the momentum gone. So it's like, I can't do the Doctor Strange thing. If I'm going to go critique anything, I'm going to critique the 3rd down call where they still had 3 timeouts after they scored the touchdown or going to get the touchdown.
Yeah. You wasn't fooling nobody with that. You wasn't fooling nobody.
So that's it. I mean, really, they had a chance to win, and that was probably the most important play of the game, the most important stop for San Francisco, as far as how everything rolled out. Because what people don't realize is like the ebb and flow, and the reasons why plays get called is because of the succession of plays. So you can't go back 4 plays and be like, well, what I should have done was, you can't do that, because that's like going in a UFC fight and be like, well, if you would have dodged that one punch in the second, in the second round, then you would have won the fight. You can't do that. No. Doctor Strange got to leave. You got to go.
And I don't know if they forgot that if you miss the field goal, you're going to get a ball to them 10 yards closer to their goal. Okay? It ain't from that line of scrimmage. It's from where that kicker lines up. That's where you get the ball.
So if anything,
outside too. Come on, man.
So if anything, if I'm going to critique anything, I got to critique Brad Holmes for not getting a kicker that Dan Campbell would trust in that big type of situation. I don't know what it is about Badgley. The dude can hit a 50-yarder, and he can hit, within 30. But for some reason, from 40 to 50, he do like 9 of 21. So
That's crazy. That's crazy.
it is crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So maybe it is Brad Holmes' fault. I mean, you got to get it done. But you know what? You're building the franchise from the ground up. They even admitted that they arrived early. At the beginning of the season, they feel like they had the right guys, and they're still a couple pieces short. You could really see it, and it's just on the back end, and the pass rusher, maybe another DT, and then it's just replenishing the cupboard. Then it's just getting guys that they can develop that are going to slide into those like interior offensive lineman guys, because they got to get a deal somewhere. I mean, you can't pay every guy $20 million a year. So, obviously they'll pay Sewell. I would put more on Decker. I mean, I would give Decker, he wants to retire a line. He's already said that, make that happen. Mm-hmm. Frank Ragnow, dude. I mean, he's got one toe. They already bit his kneecaps off, but he's still playing at a high level.
Yes. Very high. Yeah.
It's funny. I've heard this. He's going to retire thing for like 2 years now because of his toe. And he just came out. Was like, hey, it's pain.
Yeah. I know about that.
I don't know many guys like that, but that's a special thing, man. The dude that's just like, pain don't hurt. I ain't got time to bleed. Jesse Ventura.
Against arguably the best doggone nose tackle in the game, Vita Vea. He was, Ragnar was like 60, maybe 65%.
Yeah.
And holding him back, holding him out of the way. Oh, dude. Yeah.
That's why Ben Johnson's coming back right there, is because the best players on our offense, I mean, when you look straight down PFF, it's Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Frank Ragnow, Jared Goff, and Taylor Decker. Those are the best players on our team. And it's like, why wouldn't you want to come back to that? That's as solid as it gets, That's your fraternity brothers, right? You got the world-class guy that you keep clean, and then, his fraternity brothers sitting right around. Big 6-foot dudes that you ain't ever messing with. Hey, you don't be going back there and talking to my boy. Jared Goff can do whatever he wants to do back there, okay? If he wants to throw touchdown passes, then that's what he's going to do. And there ain't nothing you're going to do about it. That's what Penei Sewell's going to say. And Jared Goff's going to be like, yep, I'm just went back there and make plays. But he had all day. That's the best defense in the league. Let's really think about this for the future, because our whole offensive line, everything's coming back. Jared Goff, that was the best defense in the league. He had all day. Sit back there. He's going to order some Uber Eats. Back to the locker room. He's going to be there by halftime.
And the sacks that they got put him in second and 15, second and 17. And the very next play, he got a first down.
Right. So it's it feels good. You got this machine. That's what Ben's made. And that was the first thing they built. That was the first thing they started building, was that machine on the offensive side. And now it's starting to mature. You can see where it is starting to mature. Now the playmakers are starting to figure out, okay. Now we figure out where we kill people. I like your idea. Let's get an X receiver. Let's get a big dude that can go up, make contested catches, go over the top. To me, that offense is done.
Yes. Yeah.
And give me some defense. Give me a shut down corner.
Shut down corner. Give me another speedy doggone linebacker. Give me another defensive, lineman, either in the middle or on the outside. Yeah.
And we're gonna look at that.
And
Monday, we're gonna get into that, because I was looking at a couple lists And I wanted to get into, some of these top 101 free agents that are going to be available when free agency comes up. And we're going to see if we can't make some marriages happen or just talk about some of these players that are there. Maybe some of these guys that can help the team. And this is what we're going to talk about at nauseum. Get used to it. We got to know about these guys.
Yeah, man. Hey, dude, I got to go and help my mom fix her doggone printer.
Perfect timing.
So, yeah, man, I love being on here. And I'll be ready Monday. Too.
Yep. Talk about it right there.
We got the show, on YouTube, 7 o'clock, ... And We Know Sports on the High Dimension Networks page. Check us out, y'all. Ooh, I'm going to be tripping y'all out.
All right.
All right, my brother. Love you, man.
I love you too, man.
All right. Peace, baby.
That is Grove Teague from And We Know Sports. We also got the Toolology show. I don't know how many Tool fans are out there. And if you're in the Genesee County area, this is mid-Michigan, people. I know there's people all over the place, but this is going to be good. We're going to have a lot. There's actually two Tool tribute bands. One of them is fronted by it's a female-fronted Tool tribute, and I front the other Tool tribute. They're going to play some of the older stuff, and we get into some of the stuff from Anima and Schism and 10,000 Days and stuff like that. So if you're into Tool, just let me know. That's something that you can throw into my DM, because I want to make sure that you can get tickets to go to that show. Because if you watch this show, I don't know, I can throw you some tickets while supplies last for free. All right. With that being said, thank you. Faith, family, and football. This is what we preach right here. I love it. I love it. We went way over today, didn't we? We talked a lot of football. This is the Lions Villain Squad with 42,000 villains. We appreciate you guys taking this journey with us, because we ain't special. We're fans just like you. And we went on this journey 5 days a week. We're in here talking football. You're talking football in there right now. Let me get... Anybody wanted to say anything in here? James says, Tool's cool in 1995. I guess I'm being made fun of. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we're doing our best right here. I had 10 viewers. Congratulations to me. I moved the show into the afternoon. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love doing this. I love talking football. I guess I'd be talking to myself. Football Talk with Russell Wayne. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. Talk to you guys on Monday. Peace and love.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it, because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.